Hello, this is the final video presentation for the Capstone project in SARE 402 at Arizona State University. This is about the Parchment College Tools mobile application with the project sponsor of Parchment and headed by Robert Langan. The developers on the project were Galen Goforth, Dena Tapia, and myself, Micheal Holmes. Project overview: we developed the application using the React Native framework, and we targeted Android devices. The purpose of the application was to provide a native mobile application for users to access Parchment's college tools, and it was built in 3 sprints, each consisting of about 3 to 4 weeks. The first beginning in mid-February, in late January, and ending in mid-February. The second beginning in mid-February and ending in mid-March, and the third beginning in mid-March and ending in mid-April. Some of the primary requirements for the application were to be able to search for users to be able to search for a college, to be able to then view a particular college's profile page, and then users also so they could view the different schools' data, and then to be able to for users to be able to manage their college list by either adding a school, updating the status of a particular school, or they could delete the school. Different statuses are interested, applying, accepted, attending, denied, or obviously they can delete the list. And that will allow that managing of the college list will allow Parchment to be able to improve their accuracy of some of the algorithms for future students. Also, the application provides an ability for users to be able to search for other students and to view those other students' profiles. They can compare two different colleges to determine how they match up, meaning how often a particular student will choose one school over the other, if they're when accepted to both, and then the application will also provide an ability to determine the chances a particular user has of being accepted to a given college. Some of the technical specifications and things we used in the app. Obviously, we used the React Native framework and targeting Android devices, but we also used the React Native router Flux. Was implemented for routing between the different scenes and to help control the navigation stack. We also used the Redux framework to provide a centralized method for controlling the global state. And we used Thunk to help Redux Thunk to provide the middleware for the different API method calls, and those API calls use stubbed API calls provided by Parchment and mock data. And now Dena and Galen will provide a demo of the app.
Hi, my name is Dena Tapia, and I am going to be showing you a couple of features of the College Tools application that Team 9 developed for our sponsor, Parchment. So right now what we're looking at is the home screen. And what I'm going to show you today are 2 features to compare colleges in the college matchup, and then to search for a student and to view that student's profile. So I'm right now going into college matchup. And from college matchup right now, what you see is blank data, basically. 0 percentages for 2 colleges that you're going to be comparing. A couple things that I want to point out on this screen: you have the hamburger menu here. If you click it, it shows you menu options for navigating away from this page into some of the other features of the app. And let's see, there's 2 buttons. There's a select college button here to select the first college to compare. And then there's a select college button here to select the second college to compare. And then there's a compare button. So I'm going to select the first college. Let's see, let's do Arizona State University. And now Arizona State University shows up here. I'll select a second college. Let's do Harvard. So now Harvard's showing up here. When you click the compare button, what's going to happen is random data is going to show up here. What this data is supposed to represent is a student's preference. Well, students who are accepted into both colleges, how many of them choose or prefer one college over the other. Because we don't have the algorithm to calculate that right now, all it's going to display is some random percentage. And there you go. So when students are accepted to both Arizona State University and Harvard University, 51% of those students choose Harvard. Okay, so moving on to the other feature, I'm going to now go to the hamburger menu and search for a student. And from here, you can type in the name of the student. I'm going to put in my name. Once you start typing, you can see the list populates with matches, and it's sorted by alphabetical order. So I'm going to click my name. And once you click on the student's name, you get a screen showing some of their data. So you get their name, their username, and where they're located. And then there's other personal data, so GPA, standardized test scores, etc. that is not available because we did not implement that. It was not a part of our project scope. So that's it. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Galen Goforth. I'm here to present the final pieces of the College Tool mobile application to you. As you can see, we had a couple last-minute additions onto the home screen as far as the features that we were doing. We added a link for this Best Matches for You feature. It was not actually completed. It's just a blank screen. However, we did add in the school profile information for you, or I'm sorry, the personal profile information. You can view that. It looks a lot like the other student profiles. That's because it utilizes the same component. This will just be for you to enter in and store your own information in order to make that Best Matches for You work. It compares the profile information you have with what's out there for schools and finds schools that match with something that you would be accepted to but also fit your needs. The next one on the list would be the search for college. This is used to compare colleges in the college matchup, but it's also used to maintain your college list or just to browse colleges in general. So we're going to go to Arizona State University, and as you can see, it's a predictive search. So I just put in the first couple letters, and it brings me to a list, and I can choose the school profile. I go to the profile page. It has information about the school that I'm interested in. This is all pulled from mock data API calls that were provided by our sponsor, Parchment. Then from here, I can add it to my school list, or I could always go back and search for another school. I'm going to add it to the list. This keeps track of all the schools that I'm interested in and where I'm at in the application process. I'm going to change University of Alabama. I was denied there. They didn't like me. This is kind of the heart of the application. It allows us to track our progress throughout the school application process, and it's a home base for us to know which schools have which statuses and how we can go from there. I hope you liked our mobile application. It's something that we had hoped to get a little further along on, but I think that in the end we got almost every single use case taken care of, and it was a great learning experience. We are very thankful to Parchment for the time they spent on this and helping us to come up with something that was a good project, a great learning experience, but also just very useful experience in the programming world. Thanks.